Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another installment of the Praxi Plays Profile Pick Challenge, also known as P4C. And lately, I've just been in the mood to make some silky smooth R&B beats. Lately, I've been going on walks every night, trying to get my 10,000 steps in, and it's been super therapeutic for me. And I've also realized that late night walks are kind of like the perfect scenery for some R&B beats, It's somber and gloomy and lonely, just like you, just like R&B. Yeah, and it makes me want to make some silky smooth R&B, something to really pull at the heartstrings and fill the soul with some somber yet moving vibes. So let's get into it. First, beat. The first pick is coming from an Instagram follower. It's a pretty and shiny nighttime road with a cool purple overlay. It's got that sad, I just want to be in my feels look. I like how glossy and moody this pick is. It makes me want to make a smooth trap soul type beat, Bryson Tiller type shit. For my track, I started off with this cool atmospheric guitar strum with the preset from Flex. It has this nice pad sound underneath the guitar, so it's very nice and very moody. I just love how it sounds. I added a delay, EQ, and stereo shaper to it. Next, I added 2 synths from 3x Oscillator for some cool melodies. This one's really simple, it just adds a nice rhythm to the chords. And this one is a super nice MIDI sample I had laying around. Man, I wish I made this. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't make it, and I'm not gonna pretend like I did. I also added an EQ, reverb, and stereo shaper to the synths. I also felt like the beat needed some strings, so I added some violas with Flex, and I played the chords. And next, I'm gonna build an R&B style bass with GMS. It's just a triangle wave, pitched down an octave, and I added some distortion and a low pass filter. The bass line came out so smooth and sexy, it's the perfect vibe. And it's a skill I learned to cultivate when practicing with Melodics. Melodics is a desktop app that helps you build your skills with your piano. All you need is a MIDI keyboard. Melodics is great for anyone at any level of piano proficiency, whether you are a complete novice learning the notes and finger placements, or a seasoned player just trying to keep their skills sharp. Everything is organized in different courses so you can improve exactly where you want to. Melodics keeps track of your accuracy and timing while you play and gives feedback on what you need to work on. And with its beautiful visual aid, it makes learning the piano pretty fun and intuitive. The courses are designed with different genres in mind, like electronic, pop, or hip-hop, and recently Melodics had introduced songs, so you can learn how to play real songs from real artists. You can learn iconic bass lines from Queen or even riffs from TLC, and Melodics will break it down to you note for note. And with the knowledge you gain from Melodics, it can be used outside of the app, like working on your own music, jamming out in a studio session, or even performing live. If you want to try it out, there's a link in the description. It is free to download. Next, let's add the drums. I wanted something pretty quick and bouncy to complement the bass, so I'm going to use some snappy trap drums. I also added some nice percussion hits and one of those staple R&B snare rhythms. And I love this part of the bass line so much that I left a little space in my drums and used a riser to bring the drums back in. And finally, here's the kick. Finally, let's add some nice atmospheric vocal samples. They're all pretty filtered and with a nice little bit of reverb on it. And here's the beat. Next, beat. This pic is coming from a TikTok follower, and man, does it look cool. It's this cool chrome lady portrait. It looks like a Hajime Sorayama illustration. Either way, it's giving me some cool Daft Punk vibes, and I kind of want to make a funk type beat. No, not funk, funk, like a funky house beat. It's not R&B, but it's still very smooth. I started off with this cool mid-tempo chord progression with an electric piano preset from Expand. I added EQ, vintage chorus, limiter, and reverb. Next, I'm using good old boo bass to make this sick, funky bass line. All I did was turn the treble down and add a bit of sound goodizer. This bass line is super groovy and it's gonna add a ton of movement to the beat. Next are the drums. It's a simple 4 on the floor beat, kick snare with syncopated hi-hats. I also ran the drum loop through Edison and added an EQ filter and reverb to use in the intro. I also added the shaker loop that's also being sidechained. The beat was coming together, but I felt like it was missing something. So I added this nice house rhythm piano with FL keys. I added a high-pass EQ, stereo shaper, and reverb. Lastly, here are some nice riser effects. And here's the beat. Final beat. Here's the last pick, and it's coming from a YouTube commenter. And this photo is right up my alley. I love how sincere and intimate it looks. I love anime, and I love the color purple. This is the one right here. It's perfect for a Pluggnb type beat. I started this beat with a crazy nice chord progression I'm playing on Lounge Lizard. I added an EQ, fresh air to give the keys some extra body, vintage chorus, and reverb. I love how these chords came out, buttery smooth. I followed that up with a simple string melody from Flex. Next, I made the smooth sounding sine synth leads with GMS and 3x oscillator. It's just some nice ear candy to go along with the chords. Simple effects as well, EQ, reverb, and stereo shaper. Next, I'm gonna make the bass, but I'm gonna alternate between two bass lines to keep the track interesting. The first one is a deep bass that I made in GMS, and it's playing this nice, cool bass line. Here's the other bass line. It's more of a Pierre Bourne style 808. And it matches the drums for the main section of the song. Let's add some nice transition sounds. And here's the final beat.